Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Just like to say a massive thank you for all the recent subscribers and stuff like that. Positive feedback, it's all really good. So 6 months ago I did a forged engine build for my brother. That series is coming up quite soon, so what I thought I'll do is me and Rich will have a chat about his car and stuff like that, and background about the car and where we got it from, whatever. And then after this video will be the build series. So come is she here. Hello. So this is my brother Rich. I basically forced him into buying this car.
Yep.
Very forced him. He used to be in the Vauxhall group. He used to have a Vectra GSI. The Vectra just got to a certain point where that was it. It came and aged, didn't it?
We did a full.
No, you had a small little accident first, didn't you?
Yeah, small little accident. Fixed that. Then we done an underneath restoration, all new suspension and everything, and then we stuck it on the road, and it just
basically it didn't drive the same, did it?
No. I just got to a point where I didn't want to put my kids in the car. So it didn't feel right when we put it all back together. So I got in touch with Alan, said I'm having problems with my car, and then he basically goes, right, I've got a plan, we'll go and have a look at the car. And when we went to look at it, we knew it had a few issues, so we took it on as a bit of a project to restore and get it to the point that it is now better.
Yeah, so when we went to look at the car, the lad, Jay, he couldn't be any more honest about the car. He knew quite possibly what was wrong with it. When Jay had it, he done quite a number of things to it to get it up and running. You know, he did certain things to it as well. But I'd say the main issue was that it was smoking and it had quite a lot of oil around the oil filter housing, which, as you all may know, is basically death for these engines. If you've got an oily filter housing, it's basically buggered in many ways, as I know and you know, because I've had that problem as well. So what we did was we got a new turbo for it.
Before going back onto that, when we got the car, it was running a Dream Science setup, so it had a hybrid turbo,
550 injectors, Dream Science map, yeah, and everything like that.
So it was, we believe it was set up by Dream Science themselves. So we done some investigation on what might have been done and whatnot, and we eventually found out that the turbo had failed as well. The fins on the compressor wheel, they'd all snapped. So it was just a case of then going back to a standard turbo setup and trying to go from there and build on what else might be wrong with it later on down the line.
Yeah, so we put a new turbo on it, we put a pair of shafts on it, which turned out not to be the shafts, it was actually the engine mount. But you know, we already bought the shafts at that point, and it was alright for a while, wasn't it? It was okay. And then it was
like you said, it was always something in the back of your mind.
Yeah, so
with the oil being around the filter housing, that something else is wrong. It can't just be the turbo to cause that problem.
Yeah, so what we ended up doing is we did a compression test, and cylinder 5 was actually down by like 50 psi. So we thought, right, it's either going to be a very warped head, quite possibly, which it was anyway. So we took the head off, skimmed it, put it back together. It was alright again for a while, but we still knew, because we did a compressor test again and it was still the same, so we knew that there was something very, very wrong.
Yeah.
So we looked into all options really. We looked into a new engine, well, a replacement engine, but again, you don't know what you're buying unless you're building it. Problem is you can't really build an engine anymore because they're all out of tolerance.
Yeah.
So by the time you put new rings in it and get it homed and blah 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 blah, you're literally in the same point where it's like, well, I may as well forge it. So that's the route that we decided to do. So he got some overtime in, saved up, robbed his nana. No, joking. No, it took a while to save up. Same with my, it took me a good year to save up to do it, and
I just could not have picked the worst time to do it.
No, and I mean, at that point you were due to get married, and that fell through. Not the marriage, I meant the wedding because of COVID. Fucking hell. Yeah, so decided to go for the forge build. In the end, we were going to go Marla oversized, but then because of COVID, there was a freaking piston strike or something.
Couldn't get them.
We couldn't get pistons for a good few months, as some of the customers will know. So in the end, it got to a certain point then where he was basically nursing the car every day. And then I drove it one day, drove it home from here, and I got to about 3,000 RPM, and I was like, Rich, this is knocking. And he's like, what? This is knocking. So that was it then. As soon as we knew it was knocking, that was it. Boom. And it was off the road then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was off the road. Using the missus' car, and then just got to the point then where you were using my car, because it just
yeah.
We needed to basically save the block to do it, so we had to basically take it off the road. But yeah, in the end, what we had to do is we had to get another block to then bore it out then to Wise Coast pistons, because they were the only ones that we could get at the time. So yeah, lots of drama.
And then last Christmas, we managed to get all the parts together, and then
smashed, yeah, it was like
28th, 29th,
2 days after
of December.
Yeah. I was there Boxing Day.
Yeah.
I was there Boxing Day. I took the engine out on Boxing Day. So that you could come in and get all the bits painted and whatever. Yeah, so anyway, after I was here on the day after Boxing Day, whatever it was, I took the engine out, stripped it and whatever, actually found that I had a cracked ringland on piston number 5, which was, it was nice to know what it was.
Yeah, eventually finding out, after all the testing we'd done.
Yeah, we weren't going to win.
No.
We were never going to win with that engine.
Plus the bearings had gone on the bottom end.
The bearing had gone on number 2 as well. So we were never going to win, regardless of how far and deep we went with this. Yeah. Even if we got to a point of going, right, we'll just change the shell or the crank or whatever, we were never going to win. So yeah, cracked ringland, which we didn't really used to see, but now we're seeing a lot more of them. I mean, yeah, we are seeing a lot more of these cracked ringlands on the ST, which wasn't really that common. It was more common on the RS. So I don't know why it's now becoming an issue on an ST, but yeah, it's not. It's weird.
You had a customer in at the same time as well. You had an RS with exactly the same.
Yeah, Mikey Rowlands had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had it.
So.
Which is quite common though on an RS, not on an ST. Which is it's the weird thing about it. But we've had maybe 2 or 3 this year. Cracked ringland. Can't get that out.
But I mean, one of the good advantages with the way it worked out and we were having to wait for parts was I was able to clean everything on the engine wise, mounts, gearbox.
Actually, I think the only thing that you haven't painted is the throttle body.
Yes.
And that is literally about it. Gearbox, mount, head, the lot, all done.
Alternator.
Apart from that, yeah.
Alternator
Well, yeah,
and throttle body are the only things that haven't been painted
Yeah.
on it so far.
we wouldn't even attempt to freaking paint an alternator.
I need one.
No, shouldn't have priced them. So yeah, that's a little bit of an insight about what's going on with the build. Well, the series is coming out after this video, so it's not so much, it's not a step-by-step build or anything like that. I didn't video taking the engine out or putting it back in. It was literally just a bit of a build of, well, series of just not how to do an engine, because it's not really how to, just how I did it, what's involved maybe. You know, there is other videos out there on the BD channel, how to do a build and stuff like that, so yeah. So, if you like this video,
Like and subscribe and leave a comment.
hey. So yeah, so we'll leave you with that. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the series, see you later.